Hello. Hello, this is the My Artifact episode number 3339. Today's date is 23 of February 2025. It's been almost like a night at 10:28 p.m. About this day, what exactly happened today? Nothing really happened. Yeah, just been really usual day. Um, Yesterday I haven't really recorded Artifact. So why? The reason was that I went to the reception. Okay, like as I mentioned earlier, that I'm actually like one of my friend Vishal has a Sali's wedding. Okay, yeah. Like what's the word for Sali? Like it's not really like most of the relation doesn't really have any kind of like some of the words in English, like chacha, mama, kaka, kaku, sala, sali. Like these are kind of like some of the words are have kind of like a very different relation. But in the English, we just only have one word, uncle, auntie. That's it. And basically, this is saying the people who actually speak English language, they didn't really talk like my uncle, my auntie. No, nothing like at all. Usually, you just kind of like somebody heard those words in India or maybe in China. Okay, like mostly in English pronounce, mostly in English translation. Okay, but in US, like a US is a kind of like a somebody country who speaks English a lot. Okay, so those people are usually talk with their names. Okay, like basically it's this thing, mother and father, these are kind of like some only two relations that they have a name: mother, father, brother and sister. That's it. Okay, and cousin. Okay, cousin. But rest of the family member they actually called as a name. Okay, like okay, yeah, like let me tell you one thing regarding about the relationship between US and Europe. Okay, so in India we are usually like we didn't really talk directly with the name. No, like basically if that particular person is our friend, then basically we just call directly like Vishal, Vaibhav. Okay, or yeah, these are kind of like a somebody name if those person are my friend. Okay, yeah, but if those person are kind of like associate with my, like if those person are kind of like a friend of my father, then I would call them like a Vishal kaka or Vaibhav kaka or something like that. But in English it doesn't. Okay, like for the US people, if you have a friend you call them as a name. If those people are friend of your father, you will also call them as their friend. You shouldn't supposed to be used as the uncle and auntie. Okay, yeah. Like basically this thing I haven't really went to the US. Okay, but it's just like that na ki movies and web series are kind of like something reflection of their country. So I might think like that ki like the US people are usually directly called name instead of like any kind of like put the relation. Yeah, but India we actually put the lot of importance and gravity to the relation. So yeah. Yeah, like I was kind of like a diverting, whatever. So Vishal Salis has a kind of like assembly wedding, and it was kind of like only 4 day of wedding. Okay, in India we have like almost like a 4 day of wedding, like a haldi, no, sangeet, mehendi, haldi, shadi, reception. These are kind of like only 5 events that actually happen in a Indian traditional wedding. Okay, yeah, and it takes almost like a 4 to 5 days. So it was really great. Okay, so yesterday was a reception. So I like it. A reception is actually happened during the night. So probably I came home at almost like 11:30 p.m. So how would I supposed to record Artifact? Now, usually I record Artifact at 10:30. Sometimes I also record during the night too. But the problem is that na ki like basically I just came from that particular reception. So basically it's this thing, when I came home I didn't really have that much effort or energy to record Artifact, and I don't know, or if I record that Artifact then probably it will get little less. Like little less means like I haven't really that much talk. So like basically it's that na ki if I wanted to record artifact, I really need to kind of like somebody have particular mood to talk and something like that. Sometimes I didn't really have any of those moods, so whatever. Okay, so yesterday I haven't really record artifact. Okay, today what is actually happened? Yeah, today nothing. Yeah, it's a Sunday by the way. I wake up and then do my things. Alright, yeah. Regarding about designs, yeah. Like yesterday I was kind of like something doing the design, but there is a one design is actually done, another design haven't really done. Today I done that particular design. um and also is this thing another design, like usually I decided that I should supposed to be kind of like I should supposed to be done two graphic design every single day, but yesterday I just done one design and today I just did one design. Okay, yeah. So yeah, this like is actually happened because of the wedding stuff like that, na, like wedding reception and stuff like that. So like bit really occupied, yeah, all those things. So but tomorrow I make sure that I should supposed to be upload two design every single day. All right, yeah, everything's good is great. All right, yeah, let's jump into the question. All right, let's do this. All right, hello. Okay, so question is, how can science help us appreciate the mysteries of human spirit? How science help us to appreciate? Okay, yeah, that's like a really good question by the way. Okay, first of all, where is this question came from? Okay, couple of week ago, I was actually watching the web series named Demons of Leonardo. It's a really great web series. This web series is actually based on Leonardo da Vinci. If you didn't really know who is that person, the person who draw the one of the famous painting in the world, Mona Lisa, is actually drawn by the Leonardo da Vinci. And he is not just a painter. No, he is like a master of multiple things. The way that he thinks and way that he do the stuff was really incredible. While I was watching that particular web series, I was kind of like a something realized that ki, what if I think like Leonardo? So like yeah, I could think like Leonardo. Yeah. How? It's just like that. I went to the chat GPT and asked that he suggest me such a question so that I would think like Leonardo da Vinci. Okay, yeah. So this is one of those questions. The question says, how can science help us to appreciate the mysteries of human spirit? Okay, so understand this question first. It means that ki, how can science is appreciate means like that ki, I'm not really sure what is the actually word for that. Okay, appreciate the human spirit. Okay, yeah. First of all, what's the human spirit? Okay, yeah. Uh, okay, so there is a one particular sentence. Okay, I'm not really sure that ki science are kind of like a something. Okay, yeah. Okay, let me tell you one thing. So basically, in our religious context of books, okay, every religions like a Christian, Quran, Bhagavad Gita, or any kind of like some religious scripture, they mention that ki once we die, our body is dead, but our soul is kind of like a something like that key like a lift and went to the kind of like a something judgment where soul is actually judged by the act that he did for an entire period of lifetime. If that particular soul means if that person who died did something really well in his life, well means like that he helping other, kind of like did something really good in his life, he will went to the heaven. Heaven means like that all those luxury things are available over there. If that particular person did something really horrible thing in their life like a killing somebody or yeah, whatever, so that person went to the like a nark is a Marathi word, sorry, Hindi word. I'm not really sure for English word for that. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing ki our religious scripture book, they represent that ki we are the combination of body, a physical body, and the soul, someone called as a spirit. Okay, yeah. So basically our human body and spirit are kind of like a merger, and that's why we are kind of like a something are exist. Okay, yeah, that's why kind of like a something we are breathing. Okay, yeah. Like a human body is a kind of like a doing the work, like going to the office or farming or any kind of like some physical activity that our physical body can do. But if we wanted to think or if we wanted to dream, we need a kind of like a something, a spirit, a soul. Okay, that soul is kind of like a, because of that particular soul we could imagine things, we could kind of like a dream things, we could kind of like a something feel the all those emotions and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. So why do we actually think like that? Yeah, why do we kind of like a something like assume that ki like a human body is a kind of like something made of human body and spirit? Like why is this? Because of that ki we actually started thinking. And okay, yeah, why? Okay, it's a kind of like a something very like first of all is that ki let me ask couple of questions to myself. Okay, yeah. Like we could think, we could dream, we could feel emotions and everything. Does other species could do the same thing? Like can other species could think, can other species could kind of like something feel the emotion that we do? I'm not really sure. Okay, yeah, because I'm not that particular another species. But I could see some sort of activity, activity of other species that held that kind of like a somebody feels like that ki they have kind of like a somebody emotions. Example is this thing that ki a dog. Okay, yeah, a dog is a kind of like a something very very honest and loyalist animal to their kind of like a somebody owner of their, and he kind of like a something do the all those activity to protect their owner and stuff like that and protect. And yeah, okay. So this is actually represent that dog has some sort of emotions regarding about their owners and stuff like that. So when they have particular emotion, that means they could also think like that, they could also kind of like a something. Because of that ki a dogs can be trained. Okay, yeah, like a basically like a, like we could train the dogs like because of some certain thing. But I don't know, yeah. Okay, yeah. It's just like that na ki since our religious sculpture book are always kind of like a something categorize like a differentiate human spirit and the and our physical body. Okay, yeah, they always mention that it's we are the mixture of both those things. Okay, yeah. But science is kind of like a approve that, like a like can science is kind of like a say that thing ki our human body and spirit are kind of like a something two different thing that we are made together. Like basically this thing we like a science appreciate human bodies. Okay, yeah, appreciate means like that ki science are giving the kind of like a something evidence of human body. What's the evidence? Like evidence means like that ki existence of human body, the kind of like somebody we have fingernails and stuff like that, that actually represent that ki we have kind of something evidence of human body. But we didn't really found any kind of like somebody evidence for our human spirit. Okay, yeah. What's the evidence? Evidence means like that ki like we could kind of like a see, we could kind of like a, we could kind of like a touch, we could kind of like a something have a, have a kind of like a something existence of that particular thing. Okay, yeah, like a human body has a kind of like a something existence. Okay, yeah, like basically this thing when we walk we leave the footprint behind, so that means we are kind of like something exist. Okay, yeah. So yeah, as a human body has a kind of like a something lot of evidence to be existence. Okay, because the way that we breathe, because we could see, we could touch, we could, yeah. But regarding about human spirit, could we have any kind of like some evidence that having a human spirit it exists? Okay, yeah, is not. Okay, yeah. Like basically is this thing na ki we don't really have any kind of like some evidence that ki yeah, the human spirit are exist. Okay, yeah. Science is always say that ki we didn't really born with a kind of like a something like a basically this thing. When we born, it comes with the soul. Okay, it's not kind of like a something with two different thing gather each other and merge as a kind of like a something human. No, nothing really at all. Soul is always be there. Okay, yeah, but it just like that na ki science is kind of like a telling us such a language regarding about brain. Okay, yeah, because of that ki science is, yeah, science is actually like have a particular evidence that ki human spirit is kind of like a something non-exist, or kind of like a something that ki science is not evolved that much so that we could find a particular spirit. No, we are not. Okay, science is not, but science is actually giving us some sort of kind of like some evidence that ki the way that we think, the way that we kind of like a dream, the way that stuff we do is not because of the human spirit. No, it's because of the human brain. Okay, yeah, because our human brain is a kind of like a some construction of such a neuron that we cannot even imagine how much bigger or how much powerful is our brain. Okay, yeah, and basically is this thing, our religious scriptural book, they don't really measure the power of their brain, nothing really at all. But our science is kind of like a telling that ki brain is a kind of like a something behind all those things, because of the brain is a kind of like a thing that we could imagine. The brain is kind of like a thing that we could feel the emotions, love, empathy, happiness, sad. Brain is behind all those things is because of kind of like a something we, yeah, it's yes. So basically is this thing, science tell us that ki uh like a human brain is a kind of like a something, and it has a kind of like a something evidence evidence of existence, like our human brain is exist. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing, the question is that ki how does science is appreciate the human spirit. Okay, yeah, appreciate means like that ki like how does science is like does science is actually like appreciate like it's a very hard to tell you about this thing. Okay, yeah, maybe I didn't really understand this question. They say that ki the science, how does science appreciate the human spirit. I like basically is this thing like I didn't really found any kind of like a something really that ki science says that ki like science appreciate the human spirit. I don't know, yaar. Yeah, like let me tell you one thing. What is actually the appreciate? Okay, yeah, appreciate means like that ki some certain support. Okay, like basically is this thing that ki if I know that particular politician win the election campaign, then that person would do the things for right for the society. So I appreciate that person, I support this person, and I kind of like a cast the vote for that person so that that person could be elect and he would do the kind of like a some positive thing in the society. Okay, yeah, a support means like that kind of like appreciate means like that kind of like a somebody support, or kind of like a somebody believe that that person could do such a thing, or kind of like a somebody a positive thing. Okay, science is appreciate that. Like but how does science appreciate the human spirit? Okay, yeah, it's just like that na ki like I don't know, yaar. Like does science is kind of like a somebody appreciate the human spirit, and I don't know. Okay, yeah. By the way, they have a couple of pointers are here which are kind of like a simply represent that ki science is appreciate the human spirits. What are those points? Understanding the consciousness and mind. Well, basically, consciousness and mind, these are kind of like a something represent by the human brains. Now, it not represent by human spirit. Okay, yeah, like basically we have the consciousness is not because of the human spirit. No, because of our brain is alive. Okay, yeah, that's why we are kind of like a something. It's not because of human spirit. I don't know, yeah, but still. Another point is that exploring human emotions and connection. Well, human emotions are also kind of like a something happen in human brains. Okay, yeah, like example is this thing that ki like a child never really starts speak when they born. No, nothing really at all. that child is kind of like a somebody learn to speak for learn it takes time to learn that particular language, and after a couple of year that child would kind of like a somebody started speaking. Okay, yeah. And as also, let me tell you one thing na ki usually child is kind of like a somethingly always kind of like a something protected towards their parents. Okay, yeah. As a child, they don't know who is their father and mother, no, nothingly at all. Child is always been kind of like a thing that ki whoever the person is kind of like a taking care of that particular taking care of me, that person is a kind of like a somebody, one of my parents or something like that. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that ki these are kind of like a something emotion that we feel like a love, empathy, and something like that. These are emotions are actually happen in our brain. Okay, yeah. Basically when we feel kind of like a something excitement, we could kind like a our brain is actually releasing that particular dopamine, and that dopamine is kind of like a giving us little bit of excitement. We have kind of like a something evidence of that dopamine is actually released on our brain. It's not by the human spirit, no, it's kind of like a something based on the human brain. That's why we are actually feeling those emotions and stuff like that, not because of human spirit. I don't know, yeah. Another point is that resilience of human spirit. The science reveal how people overcome an extreme diversity, from surviving harsh environment to recovering from trauma. Okay, it's also not. I don't know, yeah, dude. Okay, let me tell you one thing. Now they mentioned that ki like the humans have a resilience, like a fight for that kind of like a somebody like example is this thing that ki I am suffering from cancer. I am been through lot of pain and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. So what is actually hurting? My human body is actually hurting. Okay, yeah. And I am actually feel lot of emotion, and that emotion is a pain. Okay, yeah. And that emotion is kind of like a something happen is because of that ki we are actually feel pain because of that ki the neural connection between our organ and brain are so strong, that's why we are actually feeling the pain. Okay, yeah. It's not because of the human spirit. I don't know, yeah. They are kind of like something very wrong with it, or maybe I didn't really understand the question very much properly, but the resilience of the human is actually, I don't know. Okay, another point is that expanding the limit of human perception, physics exploring the vastness of the universe, making us powder our place in it, the study of quantum mechanics and relativity. I am not really sure about this point. Okay, yeah. The search of meaning, yeah, like a science and philosophy intersect when the questioning the origin of the life and universe. Still not understand the beauty of discovery. The feel like still not understand. In the essence of science doesn't diminish the human spirit. Okay, yeah. It amplify it by revealing how extraordinary we are, both biologically and interactively. Science depends on the appreciation of the vast, beautiful mysteries of the existence. Okay, I just basically this thing I still not understand the question. The question says that ki, how does science help us to appreciate the mysteries of human spirit? Should I kind of something connect the human spirit and science? Because how does science? I'm still not understand this question. Okay, yeah, I am trying to understand, but it just I always like I don't know, yaar. I usually think, okay, this is my artifact now, so I should supposed to be tell about my opinion. Okay, yeah. I'm not really sure about that thing, and I don't really have that much information regarding about that. But this is my opinion. My opinion is that ki science is a kind of something language who are kind of something giving the information regarding about uh, giving the such a information which is kind of something exist in the universe. Okay, yeah. Which is actually happened, yeah. Basically this thing, science is a kind of something a study, kind of something language that giving the information which is actually a true. Okay, like a human body, the stars, the planet, the atom, the everything that science tell us is because of that ki they have kind of like some evidence of their existence. Okay, yeah, evidence of like a the star is exist, the planet is exist, the universe is exist, we are exist, the quantum mechanics are exist, the atoms are exist, and that's why we are actually learning all those things in science, because science is giving that particular evidence, right? A human spirit is a kind of like a something such a thing that science never really approved, that science never really have any kind of like a some existence of having a new human spirit, nothing really at all. Okay, yeah. So how does the human spirit is not exist in the real life? How does science is actually appreciate the human spirit? Okay, yeah. It just I don't know, yeah. Because of that, na ki science is always appreciate the human brain. That what does human brain does, like a feeling, the emotions, thought process, dreams, and everything. Is all those things is actually happen is because of our brain, and brain is a kind of like a some evidence of like a science is actually giving the kind of like some evidence of that key, because of brain we could do that thing, we could, because of brain we could think like that, because of dream we could kind of like somebody feel that emotions and stuff like that, is not because of the human spirit. Okay, yeah. So I don't know, yeah. Okay, like maybe just like I'm thinking it very wrong, but I don't know. All right, whatever, I should supposed to be end here. All right, this is it, this then, and thank you.